Welcome to Storyflix. In this video, we will explain Anonymous Noise. This movie tells the story of a love triangle between a girl who likes to sing and two young men who both have a passion for music. When two men fall in love with her, who will she choose to be her life partner? Let's find out in Anonymous Noise. Anonymous Noise begins with the story of a friendship between two children named Nino and Momo. Nino is a beautiful girl who has a hobby of singing, while Momo is a boy who also likes music. Momo really liked hearing Nino's singing voice. The two of them made friends while they were still in elementary school. They are so close that many other male friends are jealous of their closeness. One afternoon on the beach, the two of them spent time together and chatted. Momo tells Nino that even if the two of them are separated when they grow up, Nino's voice will be able to unite them in the future. After that day, it turned out that Nino and her family were forced to move out of the city. Nino couldn't even meet Momo again, and so did Momo. Before Nino moved to another city, Nino came to the beach again to be able to meet Momo one last time, but she failed to meet him. Nino cries all night at her new home because she can't see Momo anymore. The separation made such an impression on Nino that she often had shortness of breath when she recalled the incident. The separation still leaves a deep trauma for her. They have been separated for about 6 years. Now Nino is 18 years old and a high school student. For years, Nino still frequently came to the beach. She still hopes that one day she will meet Momo again. At Nino's school, there is a boy named Yuzu. Yuzu is a talented guitarist from a quite popular band at his school. Yuzu is also known to be very talented in composing songs. At that time in the music room, other band members named Kuris and Haruno asked Yuzu about the work on their band's song, which had not been completed until now. Yuzu is in charge of composing songs for his band, but he still hasn't finished it. It turns out that all this time, Yuzu's songs were inspired by a girl named Alice. Alice is a girl he once met on a beach in his childhood. At that time, Yuzu heard Alice's melodious and heartfelt singing. That's what made him inspired by Alice's singing. But because Yuzu still hadn't found Alice until now, he couldn't finish the song. One day when Yuzu was playing the piano from a song he had heard from Alice before, he still missed Alice until now. Nino, who passed by in the corridor and heard it, immediately approached Yuzu in the music room. Nino immediately recognized that Yuzu in front of him was the boy she had met on the beach when she was a child. Nino quickly followed Yuzu's piano music because it was a song she used to sing as a child. Yuzu was surprised by Nino's arrival, but then he realized that Nino was Alice he had been looking for. Yuzu was very happy to have reunited with Alice. He did not expect that Alice would be in the same school as him. Then the two of them chatted together on the beach they had been to before. There Nino said that she had been waiting for her childhood friend Momo. Momo was the reason why she often came to the beach 6 years ago. Currently, Momo has actually become a successful and famous music composer. Momo must continue producing music and selling his works because he must pay off his parents' debts. Because Yuzu was able to find Alice, he could finish his song. He then handed the song over to his band members. The other band members were both very happy and a little surprised as Yuzu had delayed finishing the song for a long time. Yuzu asked Kuris and Haruno to keep the fact that he had met Alice a secret. He didn't want his band member named Mayu to know about it. Yuzu knew that Mayu had feelings for him all along. So he didn't want to make Mayu jealous and disappointed. However, as time passed, Mayu finally noticed a closeness between Nino and Yuzu in the music room. Mayu realized that Nino was Alice that Yuzu had been looking for years. The following day, Mayu decided that she would leave the band. She felt that after Yuzu found Alice, she would never have any hope of becoming Yuzu's girlfriend. The rest of the band deeply regretted Mayu's decision because their band would be in danger of disbanding with her departure as a vocalist. Soon Nino came to the music room to meet Yuzu. Nino told Yuzu that she came across a singing competition produced by Momo's agency last night. Nino felt sure that the Momo she was talking about was Momo from her childhood friend. Nino was very happy. She finally had the chance to meet Momo again. While in the music room, Nino heard Mayu's very melodious singing voice. It made Nino want to learn more singing techniques from her. Mayu initially refused Nino's request because she was still jealous of the closeness between Nino and Yuzu. But finally she agrees to teach Nino to sing after learning about Momo. Mayu wanted to help Nino to meet Momo. Mayu thought that with her teaching Nino, she would be able to return together with Momo and leave Yuzu. That way, she had a chance to get close to Yuzu again. Mayu really decided to leave the band. The band's producer deeply regrets this, especially after considering that now Yuzu could compose songs again. But Mayu was sure of her decision. Meanwhile, Momo and the entire audition selection team from the competition held selected the recordings sent by the participants. Momo accidentally finds a voice recording from Nino. He could easily recognize Nino's voice because he had often heard Nino singing in the past. Surprisingly, Momo didn't want Nino to pass this audition and asked his team to remove her from the audition list. However, unbeknownst to Momo, his team still includes Nino in auditions. When the day of the audition arrived, Nino accidentally saw Mayu also participating in the singing competition. The scene then continues to the moment where Nino auditioned. Here Nino sings the song she used to sing when she was with Momo. Momo, who saw Nino singing on stage at that time, quickly ran to the audio control room and turned off the music. Momo didn't seem to want Nino to pass the audition. Nino accidentally saw Momo when the incident happened and started running after him. But strangely, Momo seemed displeased with Nino's presence and tried to avoid her. Nino looked sad and disappointed with Momo's attitude. At that time Yuzu saw Nino, who was crying in the rain. He approached Nino and comforted her. The next day, Nino was reminded of Momo's treatment. It made her chest feel tight. She couldn't understand why Momo was behaving like that to her. Nino then ran up to the roof and started screaming as loud as she could. After that, she sang as loud as she could until all the school students heard her singing, including Yuzu and his band members. After hearing Nino's singing and realizing the potential of her beautiful voice, Yuzu and his band wanted to recruit her to be their band's vocalist. They finally asked Nino if she was willing, and Nino accepted the offer. That night, they then made a sound recording for the first time. Yuzu seemed happy because Nino had sung his song, which he had made for Nino to sing. After recording, on the way home, Yuzu accidentally met Momo. At that time, Yuzu still didn't realize that the man he had met was Momo. Momo was interested in hearing Yuzu's song. That night, the two of them played the guitar together in the music room with the song Yuzu had composed. On the other hand, Nino hangs out with Kuris and Haruno. They talk together to get to know each other better. At that moment, Nino finally found out that the songs that Yuzu had composed were inspired by her. Even though Yuzu has a good voice, he can't sing his own song because of his illness. Shortly after, Yuzu and Nino held their first concert. When the concert was broadcast on television, Momo watched it. He realized that the band's vocalist was Nino and the guitarist of the band was the young man he met yesterday. Momo was so surprised by this that he dropped his guitar. Momo's co-worker, who saw his reaction, seemed to care about Momo. The next day, Momo's friend gave Momo's guitar to Nino so that she wanted to come back to see Momo. She thought that by giving Momo's guitar to Nino, Nino would think that Momo still had feelings for her. Nino was very excited after receiving a guitar gift from Momo and immediately told Yuzu about it. She asked Yuzu to teach her how to play the guitar. Seeing Nino, who still likes Momo, makes Yuzu sad. Even though Momo has always tried to avoid Nino all this time, he actually still likes Nino. When Momo saw Nino sleeping in the music room, he secretly kissed her and left before Nino woke up and noticed his presence. One day, Yuzu's band's producer told him and the rest of the band that there would be a new rival band that Momo's agency would produce. And Mayu will be the vocalist in the band. After receiving the news, Yuzu and the rest of the band felt betrayed by Mayu. It turned out that this was the reason Mayu left Yuzu's band and took part in a singing competition held by Momo's agency the other day. At one point, Nino accidentally met Momo again. Yuzu, who was also there at that time, finally realized that the person practicing music with him was the Momo that Nino had been looking for all this time. At that time, Momo was still trying to avoid Nino. Nino became sad and confused by Momo's attitude. Yuzu, who saw all that, tried to chase after Momo and ask why he avoided Nino. But Momo left without giving any explanation. When Yuzu was with Nino, he could tell that Nino really liked Momo. Yuzu couldn't bear to see Nino cry and suddenly kiss her. Yuzu actually really likes Nino, but he reasoned by saying that he did it so that Nino would stop crying. The next day, Yuzu met Momo and gave him his band concert tickets. He hoped that Momo would come to the concert and meet Nino. After that, Yuzu went to the producer and decided to disband the band after the concert ended. Yuzu had lost his passion for writing songs or making music again because Nino was the only inspiration so far. Momo comes to Nino's school the following day to talk to her. The two of them return to the beach they had been to when they were children. There Momo explained the reason for avoiding Nino. Momo feels insecure about meeting Nino, who always sings to express her feelings while he composes songs to earn money. After school, Yuzu tells Nino about his plans to disband the band after the concert. Nino was very disappointed with Yuzu's decision but couldn't do anything. Yuzu then ran on the beach crying because now he couldn't have the chance to be with Nino. A few days before the concert, Yuzu gave Nino the song they would sing at the last concert. On the same day, Momo also came to give a song to Nino. After remembering all the things she had been through with Yuzu, Nino finally decided to sing Yuzu's song. Nino then apologizes to Momo for not being able to sing his song. Nino came to see Yuzu before the concert started. There Yuzu realized that Nino had now chosen himself over Momo. Yuzu was feeling happy. That night finally their concert went very extraordinary. The concert that night also marked the beginning of the love affair between Nino and Yuzu. The message that can learn from this movie is that someone will realize that the only thing that is most important in choosing a partner is the sincerity of one's heart.